Hey guys, I think we are ready to start our next session, hopefully.
Okay, I'm all set.
Okay. So we are down quite a few people today. There's only Mega Man and Disney.
It's another day in the hive. In the lower end hive of Gunmetal City, pollution everywhere. Workers milling about, stacking goods from each of the gun houses onto the cargo crawlers. You guys are going about your business as far as you know. Everyone else is as well.
Do we have our own cargo
That's what's
crawler?
happening.
Do we have one? We don't have one, do we?
No. Actually, no one owns cargo crawlers. They're too expensive for any of these houses. They're actually independently owned.
Oh, by other companies? Or by other people?
By another company that owns the cargo crawlers.
By like third-party people? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I motion Hunter and Grim to follow me to our office here, I guess. I motioned to everyone, but I guess some people are brain dead, so they don't pay attention. So I motioned to the two people that aren't brain dead.
I follow him.
I do about the same.
So I named each of the houses so you guys can actually click on them and see who owns them and what they produce. So you guys can take some time to look at that and then make your decision on where you want to go.
Okay. Well, anyways, are we in our office now?
Sure.
Okay. Alright. So, I think I've come up with a plan that might work, and it will involve the takeover of really everyone else here. Julius turns to Hunter. He says, "Hunter, can you play up like you're the kingpin of our establishment here?"
I can try my best.
Okay. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to start a workers' revolt. And I'm going to start with our own people. And I'm going to join them, per se, and become kind of like a worker like them. And then what I'm going to do is basically join them and then kind of play up the whole like, oh, we're workers, we're oppressed, our pay sucks, our wages suck, everything around here sucks, and we want something different. So in order to get this something different, we're gonna have a revolution. And before the revolution actually happens, I'm going to kind of build up the tension in our own company's group and then spread it to the rest of the people, spread it to all the other worker groups in every hub around us that we're competing with. And you, Hunter, you'll remain here.
But Julius,
and you'll
are you
want
not
this
the
to
face
happen.
of our own gun running company? Wouldn't you be rallying our own workers against yourself?
But that's what we want to happen. I'm not finished. We want to even go against ourselves. Because we can't make it look like we're doing any of this shit. We gotta make it look like we're an innocent person as well. But here's the difference. I'm gonna try to get all of the workers from every hub to band behind me. And what we need to do is we need to produce explosive weapons. Easy to use explosive weapons like Molotovs. And we're gonna basically, eventually, I'll get all the workers that have rallied behind me. We'll take the Molotovs and then we'll use them against all the other companies. We're gonna start in the center and work our way out when we start this revolution. And what's gonna happen is after we burn down every other hub and killed off every other leader, we'll come to yours. Come back to ours. And at that point, Hunter will come out and he's gonna be very apologetic. He's gonna be saying things like, oh, I know what you guys really want. You guys want increased pay, and you guys are right. You deserve it, and things like that. And then you're going to appease to them. And you're going to poll all the workers, and I'm gonna back you too. So, if I establish myself as their leader, and I start listening to the things you're saying, like you're gonna give us better wages, you're gonna give us all this kind of stuff, then I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. And hopefully my influence over them is strong enough to just make them go with me. Then with the aftermath, we can go around, gather up all the things that we've destroyed in the other habs, and rebuild it, and then there we go, we're done. But I doubt that there are many hubs here who could withstand hordes of that magnitude. I doubt there's many hubs here who could withstand their own horde of workers if they turned up against them. And Diz can just follow me with this, just in case something goes really bad. Or he can help me persuade the crowd into doing what we need to do.
I shall try my best, Julius.
I will try to appease him when all this starts to go down.
Okay. There's one more piece of business that I need to take care of, though. When we do start a revolution, it's going to draw the attention of the arbitrators. So we do need to put a halt on that. I was thinking about going over to them and telling them that I'm doing some undercover work here, and that I'm going to be doing exactly this, and I'm going to ask them, like, don't worry about it. This is all according to my plan. I'm trying to flush out like some kind of, gang leader or something like that. So, I'm just doing work over here. The other thing we could look at is, I don't know, like, our surroundings and stuff. The other thing I was thinking about possibly doing, like, I don't know how our section of land here is connected to the rest. Like, are we connected by a bridge? Could we blow the bridge up and it just, like, fucks over all travel for the arbitrators?
I could hack into the network and try to establish a map for us to use.
Well, I was asking Mal, do we know the surroundings or no?
So the surroundings do continue out into the rest of the city. You guys are not like a separate entity. I mean, you're pretty much in like the southern quadrant of Gunmetal Hive, of Gunmetal City. So you're pretty well connected to the rest of the city.
Okay.
Their surrounding building, like the arbitrators' courthouse, is like not near you. It's on actually the opposite side of the city. And then the magistratum, of course, has a small presence here, funded mostly by the nobles. So if the nobles get concerned, the magistratum might make an appearance. Otherwise, you're not going to see anybody. Most of the time in Gunmetal City, crimes and affronts and offenses are handled by duels amongst the citizens. That's why everyone carries a gun.
So if we had like a small revolution here with the workers, no one's really going to care.
Unless the nobles start caring and they hear about it.
Well, the nobles are the people who just buy our guns, right?
Correct.
If they're going to get better guns and better prices out of this, then I don't think they'll care. I don't know, though. Anyways, anyone else have any input? Advice? Thoughts?
One thing we must not forget is the other houses, the leaders of these houses will most likely not approve of this. So they may put out a hit on your life, or may try to kill you in the process before you rally up enough workers. We must watch out for this.
Well, that's why you'll be traveling with me.
While I'm keeping low, should I keep comms on to see if anyone's contacted anyone about putting a hit on you?
You can if you want to. But I mean, like, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be talking with a lot of workers, hopefully finding a lot of different skill sets among the workers to fulfill different jobs. But I mean, the main thing I need you to do is play up a stereotypical boss. Play like nothing's happening. We're going to be using like the basement facility, or the basement part of this facility, to conduct our plans and stuff like that. So like, you need to be away from that as much as possible and make it look like you have never even heard of this when it happens, because all the worker groups of every hab need to be informed, or they need to have heard about what's going on, kind of like this worker revolution, before anything happens, so that when it does happen, all of the worker hordes are just going to turn instantly. It'll be something where like every single worker from all these hubs just come out to meet me in the middle, and we just start this revolution. The biggest part is going to be spreading word of it to the workers, basically. And it can be very subtle things, because these are oppressed people. These are people that are not being paid very well. They have shitty working conditions. They have hard lives. If they hear that there's a chance to get a better life, then they're probably going to go for it. So the biggest thing is to spread the word, and spread it very subtle. So it could be things like, I can start persuading our own group, but I could say things like, now's not the time to strike. We don't have, enough people to do this. Like, if the workers start saying like, we need to do this now, we should just burn this one down, and that'll spread the word. It's like, no, we need to hit them all at the same time. So if they start to get antsy, I should be able to calm them down. And with that, you can like go over to other places, and you can like talk to their leaders and whatnot. Just be like with the other workers overhearing this conversation, just be like, have your people kind of been acting funny? It seems like a few of my people have been, kind of talking about heretical stuff, or worker revolts and things like that, and even that alone would spread the word, because if one worker hears you say that, then he's going to spread it to everyone else, and he's going to say like, hey, the workers over there aren't putting up with their shit, maybe we need to contact them and see if we can get something going. So when we spread this out, it has to be very subtle.
I see your point.
Are we going to attempt to blend in with the common worker, pick up some workers' clothing, and not carry around much of our equipment?
Yeah, we will have to.
Very well.
I would recommend packing your guns, packing heat, and probably even wearing your armor as well, but we'll need basically worker clothes to throw over it all. I mean, we gotta be packing heat, because there's a chance that, somebody comes after us to try to put this down, and we're gonna have to fight against it or something. Or when the revolution time does come, we do need to help these people win this revolution. Granted, if they're pretty decently equipped, like with Molotovs and other pretty easy explosive weapons, then we should be okay for the most part. But there's no reason why we shouldn't be packing heat.
Do we have any robes around that I can throw over my armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have like extra uniforms and stuff, right? Worker uniforms.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm asking is like, my, guard armor is kind of, it's not huge, but like, I mean, would it show under like normal clothing?
Well, because guard armor also protects your head, you'd have a helmet on, and yeah, he does look buff with the armor on. So yeah, just a hit on him.
Okay, cool.
Now, I guess this is kind of a metagame question though. I'm curious if this is actually just going to instantly fail because we've been around for a year, and if I join the worker ranks, it's gonna look like really fucking weird. But that'll be something to see, I guess.
Yeah. The guy who used to tell them what to do is now trying to rally them.
Well, it just depends on like who's actually been in charge of this the whole time.
True.
I mean, we're trying to play it off.
Maybe
like,
they haven't really seen your face.
I mean, we're gonna play it off like Hunter's been in charge of this thing the entire time, and we're just, I guess, random people that have been in and out. But now we're gonna be joining. Like, he could put me on as like a senior staff member or something. I don't know, a senior worker, or like the taskmaster or something. I don't know.
That would work out. That's fine. You can have that.
And then just do the same to Diz, and then we'll join the worker ranks and we'll be on our way.
Okay, where are you guys going? Just to
Joining-
meet the workers, or?
Joining my own workers on the floor.
Okay. So the work floor is filled with about 50 or 60 workers. Right now, there's some more, but they're sleeping because you guys try to keep this place going 24 hours a day. Or actually, I think on this planet it's like a 30-hour day or something. Anyways, they're all busy putting together gun parts, examining them, repairing stuff, taking scrap from broken guns, recombining it to make that into a better gun. So, yeah, there's a lot of hours in the day. So, they are busy doing that, and they kind of just look at you guys as you join them. Do you guys start to build guns, or?
Yeah, what kind of guns are they building and stuff like that?
Stub automatics, stub pistols, just mostly solid projectile weaponry of that caliber. It's all poor quality.
Yeah, I'll just blend in now as a regular worker and see if there's any workers that are kind of like more, I guess, popular than the rest, or more boisterous than the others, you know, that the other workers kind of look up to.
There's the clown that kind of, provides comedic relief. And then there's also the one that everyone stays away from, but he's pretty good at his job. But yeah, he just has like this menacing kind of aura that just puts everyone off, so no one talks to him. There's those two.
Okay, so for now I'm just gonna work and observe them until, I guess, like the day is done, my shift's over, and I guess we kind of have like a break time or whatnot, and then I'm gonna start confronting different people. So I guess until then, Mega Man could just do his shit or whatnot. I don't know.
At the end of about 6.5 hours, there's a chow break. Everybody's allowed to go eat.
Yeah. Okay. Do I need to roll some tech use or anything? Can I make a... Let's see. Can I make, like, Molotovs? With the parts in front of me?
You guys don't make Molotovs, but you could of course dump out some of your amosec and then start making it from your own personal supplies if that's what you want to do.
I don't have ammo-sec. I have glow sticks.
Cigarette grenades aren't that well, but you guys probably have a stock of liquor. It's fine. You can get some if that's what you want to make. No one in this factory makes that though, so it
Not currently.
definitely looks strange.
No, it's not what I want to make right now. I'll just make, like, stub... I don't know, what should I make? Do we make bullets?
Sure.
What's the different kind of, like, specialty ammos for shotguns? Is there, like, man-stopper rounds for shotguns?
There is. Making Manstopper is a hard check for tech use.
Was that, like, -10, -20?
-20.
I'd have to roll under a 10. If I...
Go ahead, Zarkov.
I whisper to Julius, there is already a house that deals with explosives. I could travel over to there on my next break and perhaps find something of use that we could make, perhaps grenades or anything of the sort.
What house is that?
The Marin's house, or whatever. Block 5.
Why don't you stay with me until we're on our mess? Because I'll need you to help back me up when I'm talking and introducing to the other workers, and they need to get to know you too very well. And then after we do that, why don't we go over there and check them out?
Okay.
Go ahead, guys.
Well, it's you and Mega Man. We're on our Diz and I are just doing our work shift stuff, I guess. So we're kind of observing the other workers, you know, and trying to start reading their characters or whatnot. So if there's anything like anything crazy happens, then just, you know, alert us. If not, we're just gonna kind of hang out until it's like chow time or whatever, and then you can just.
Craziest thing that happens is, I mean, honestly, the clown of everybody pulls a prank on like somebody or makes like a good joke that kind of circulates around the workroom. Some people might sing for like a little bit, like a chorus to the Emperor, and then like that's about it. And then some people don't, sing at all. Well, I'm like having flickerings of power over here. Crazy. Yeah, guys, sorry.
Oh, that was weird. He sounded funky.
Yeah, there was like a flickering of like electricity and shit that happened over here.
That's weird.
Anyways, go ahead. But yeah, that's the craziest stuff that happens. I mean, people just doing regular stuff to get through the workday.
Okay, we'll just wait until we eat, so I guess that gives Mega Man a lot of time just in case he wants to do something.
All I got is just being a boss. I guess I could go over to another place and talk about what the workers are doing.
Sure, why don't you start gathering some information? Don't do anything too crazy though. Just basic stuff. You gotta be a boss. Oppress us. That's what you're supposed to do as a boss, is oppress us.
I guess I'll head over to the building to the right of us.
Okay, so to the right of you, there is a guard at the door. There's a guard at the door, and he just looks down at you. He's got a shotgun, some poorly made armor, and a liquor bottle with a rag coming out the top on his belt. He just looks at you. The door's closed. Mayman?
I wasn't sure what he said.
He's just looking at you. He's by the door. He has a shotgun and he has some poorly made armor. He has a rag, a bottle with a rag coming out the top of it. Looks like some sort of firebomb, crudely made. He's just looking at you, giving you like a lazy stare.
I approach the man. Can I gain entry to talk to your boss?
Looks at you. Dema's pretty busy. She says she doesn't want to see anybody unless they have something real to offer. And he makes a motion between his thumb and his two fingers, the sign for money. You can have some cash on you.
How much you talking
He's not
about?
asking for cash. He's like saying, well, I don't know. He gets kind of like confused for a second because no one's ever gotten that far. back, and he goes back into the building. He comes back out after about 10 minutes. He says, "All right, Dema will talk to you. Come on inside."
I walk inside.
I'm gonna pause real quick, guys. Oh, he's
Okay. You go upstairs. You see the working floor, of course, just for a second, as they're producing, again, very similar solid projectile weaponry that you are. You can't come that close to Dema. Might want to back away just a little bit. Once you're inside, you see two huge brutes with vat-grown muscle implants, and they also have different weaponry on them that you can see just by reading their description. And of course, the shotgun scum kind of escorts you up and kind of waits there just right by you. Dema is pretty lithe, and she's pretty attractive for the hive. That probably, got her a little bit to where she is. I don't know how she got the money to own a gun house. So she looks up at you from a desk full of data tablets and other guns that look custom made for her. And behind her desk, you're pretty sure that there's a heavy weapon of some kind, as you hear a whir of automatic machinery turning, probably trackers on some sort of weapon that can easily shoot through her desk. She looks at you. So, Hunter, leader of the Hunter Gun House, to what do I owe this pleasure?
I don't know why it's doing.
The pleasure would be I'm here to talk about some of the workers. Mine seem to be slacking off a bit. I'm not sure if they were planning something or whatnot, but I just came over here to see if anything similar was going on.
She looks at you. Well, I'm sorry about your situation. She kind of gives you like a sarcastic lookish. But she says, no, everything is fine here. Actually, everything's better than fine. She says, why do you come here? What's your real reason for visiting?
Well, it was mostly because of the workers, but I can see here that you got a pretty good setup in itself.
She looks around. It's not too bad. Of course, that bastard next door, Jawasi, he can go straight to hell.
I might have a talk with Jawasi then.
She just laughs. He won't have anything to offer you but failure. So, the scum said, she points over at the guard, you had something for me. Spit it out.
Nigman's dead. I don't know why he's already.
Well, you told the scum at the door that, you had some money for her, so like a proposition, and so that's why he actually brought you up here.
He's so fucking. I don't know why he's already. Just go get information.
200 thrones would be the max you would really have, which is quite a bit, but. A lot to these people, not so much to Gemma herself. Be a lot to the scum, though.
I offer 150 for the meeting.
What?
She looks at you. What meeting?
a meeting with you about the worker. It seems your guard seemed very interested in having some money offered. Wasn't entirely sure if I should have just handed it to him or you.
She just puts her head into like one of her palms. You can leave, Hunter. Don't ever bother me again.
Alright, I take my leave.
The guard escorts you down. Hey man, if you ever need any help with those workers, me and my friends, we can get them.
I will keep that in mind.
He just nods and smiles and kind of looks at you with raised eyebrows and expectation.
I'm guessing not much time passed from that meeting.
No, I mean, it took you, everything's on a 5, let me edit the map actually real quick. Everything's on a 5-to-1 scale, but yeah, it seriously took you like 20 minutes to do all that, 25 minutes.
I guess I still have enough time to go see another place.
Whoa. I'm in
Oops.
space.
Yeah, everything had to reload. Let me recenter you guys.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Word.
I had to change everything. Everything's on a 5-to-1 scale on this map.
Oh, cool. Changed all our vision stuff.
Oh, that's why my vision is tiny now. That's pretty sweet.
Alright, so I take it there's still time left for me to go see the other place of business?
Yeah, like if they're working for like ever, so like you
Yeah,
have time to visit everybody if you want.
Why not?
Or you could just go past time and let us do our thing.
Well, kind of bit of a scouting would actually benefit you guys quite a bit.
Doors over here, Mega Man. Those are all dumpsters.
Can you go through the dumpsters?
Of course you can go rifle through the dumpsters.
You did pretty good in the first mission, finding all kinds of shit in dumpsters. Maybe we can find enough parts to build like a Titan or something.
So in front of you is a stub automatic wielding scum. Same shitty armor. Again, he has another firebomb strapped to his belt. He just kind of looks at you. He's more alert though. He's not lazy like the one over at Gemma's. This is Jawasi's solid projectile house.
Jawasi's master.
He kind of just looks you over. Unless you have an appointment with Jawasi, you best leave. I ain't putting up with no guff from no one.
Symboyo? What? Symboyo? What? I can't say it.
What would it take to get a meeting with your boss?
Is it you? You have business with Jawasi? I'll be back. He disappears for about 5 minutes. Again, much faster than Gemma's. Comes back down. Jawasi will see you.
Lead.
He's a dead man.
$500?
$500. You're on.
Okay. In front of you is Jawasi. He has no weapons on him. He looks fully equipped in carapace armor, which is pretty nice. He must have gotten a nice sale of guns or some other deal, or stolen it from somebody, or from someone that he killed. Regardless, he has a hulking brute in the room who has a stub rifle with a a telescopic sight actually mounted on the top of it. There's also a pretty good-looking woman to his left, who has a long trench coat on and photo visor goggles. They all kind of look at you, and Josh says, "So, my friend here tells me you have something to offer. Been in business here for over a year, lasted through the crimes, the low prices of the nobles, just like we have. Seem to be resourceful there, Hunter."
I don't know why Mal's like messing up. He needs to fix his shit. Oh well. That's not my fault, people. It's his fault. See?
Jawasi said, "Seems you're pretty resourceful. You've managed to survive the year of terrible things that happen to most gun houses around here, such as nobles lowering prices, random robberies and lootings. So he just gave you a compliment."
Thank you for that, Jawasi. It turns out I've actually am here for a different reason entirely. My workers seem to be acting a little funny. I'm checking around from places to place to see if any of them are doing the same.
Jawasi gives you a funny look. "That's the strangest reason to ever pay another gun house owner a visit. Why are you so concerned about my workers? What's the catch?"
One business of workers can be handled with guards easily, but if the entire hive decides to uprise, we might not have a chance.
He looks at you. "It would take quite a bit to have everyone in the hive rise up. And certainly I would have heard about something before you even arrived, and I would have dealt with my own problems. What's the real reason you're here, Hunter? That doesn't even seem like... That seems like something you would handle on your own. Or have you come to buy my guards? Or I just don't see why you've come. I'm sorry."
Well, first is just mostly the workers. Second is just to see how your operation's been faring. I know it's a tough business between us, but it's always nice to know that our competitors are still up and running.
"Nice to know, huh?" He laughs. "Well, I have weathered this for a couple years myself. Started low, started with hustling guns into the inner parts of Hive Sibyllus and Tarvis, and, well, it just kind of started out from there, actually. How did you get started in this?"
Oh god. He's fucked. He's so fucked right now. He's so fucked. He doesn't know what to say. Come on, you could do it. I'll be right back, guys. Pause real
Ahead. He says, "Look, I'll take you down to my floors. You can kind of see what we're doing down there. I have some other things I wanted to talk to you about personally as well. I'm kind of glad you stopped by."
Now that's interesting. I would take you up on that offer.
He leads you downstairs to where his workers are not just working with regular hand tools like yours are. They actually have some lathes here, and they have a small quantity where they're actually able to refabricate broken pieces of guns, or even make entirely new guns that are of higher quality. He says, "This is the future. It took me quite a bit to secure this new machinery, but I think this is really going to allow us to expand. And, well, there's more than enough for me to use here. So I have a proposition for you."
I'm listening.
"Let us join arms. We're stronger together than separated. And honestly, I think me and you could really benefit from being together. We could protect ourselves more, and well, your concern would be met with having your workers under control. Because, well, I have some pretty tough guards, as you've seen, and I also have, as you saw, Lessaman. That's the girl that's upstairs. She is, she has a way with the nobles, so I think we can secure higher prices. But I would only ask that you work under me. I believe I'm providing more than the fair share. I would make sure you were handsomely paid. You could have independent control of your house still, but at the end of the day, it would be Jawasi's name on everything, and who ultimately comes in charge. We could drop, of course, legal contracts, securing your rank and everything else, and those of your crew who you wish to protect and keep on board."
Oh,
What, Hunter?
God.
You said something in chat. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that was old, dude.
You better not fucking.
So,
mention this.
Jawashi says, so what do you say about this, my friend? Or, well, soon-to-be compatriot?
Don't fucking mention this, I swear.
Your offer is very tempting. I will have to think about this for a while.
Understand that this offer can't hang around forever. There are others who would take up my offer of machines, protection, and, more than fair, retainment of their legal assets.
All I'm asking is for a couple days.
Easily done. Come back when you're ready. And he has the scum escort you to the door.
How is that success? You didn't do anything.
You moved my scum to the door. Alright, dude.
What? He was escorting me.
No problem. I just thought it was funny. So that took like half an hour. I mean, you have plenty of time because they're still working away. You can go back and regroup with them and tell them what you found out. You can do anything you want.
Regroup with us. Regroup with us. Skip your time. I'll do whatever. I don't care. Just do something. Do something. Do something.
What do you want to do, dude?
Then come back and report it to us. Or just go back to the base and chill.
I think I'll go back and report, since those are the closest buildings, the ones with the quickest threats, basically. Upon returning, I called Julius up to my office.
I go.
As you leave, the client says, "Ooh, someone in big hand trouble, man." And everyone starts laughing.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't know who he just called, and I flex.
Everyone just kind of goes quiet. So they're like, wow, no one's ever really threatened him before. I mean, and with the guards there.
I was pulling off a clown move. It was a joke. I have 20 strength. I'm not showing off anything. Don't
Then
worry.
everyone does laugh then. Go ahead and make a charm test. With a plus 10.
That's a success. 55.
Okay. So everyone is beginning to like your character a lot. They've kind of warmed up to Julius.
Go. Sweet. Okay, well I go out to
Nice.
the big boss's
Okay.
office. See what's up.
After shutting the door behind Julius, I explained on the situation of the two nearest buildings.
Why are you going around and telling people of this? When I was mentioning it, I was saying mention it in the areas where workers are at, so that the workers hear. Now 2 houses have a jump on this.
I actually got the guards a bit confused on this.
It doesn't sound like you did. It sounds like you just alerted 2 houses that something might happen, without alerting any of the workers. Guards are not on our side, dude. Guards are the antithesis of being on our side. Dude.
Well, I have a hard time getting to the factory floor without being escorted out by one of the scum guards.
That's fine as long as your conversations are on factory floors, where workers can hear it. And you said, if you told me the whole situation, you were in their office, like we are now. No one's hearing this shit. Or probably not. Odds are no one is. And you just tipped off 2 of the leaders that your workers are getting restless, which they are not even getting restless right now. And you only told the leaders and their guards. That's great. Fucking awesome. You're supposed to spread rumor to the other workers. Spread hope to them. Not information to the other leaders. We're trying to get rid of the leaders, not inform them of this. Anyways, let me go back to doing my part, unless you have any other thing else to say. Okay.
Sorry, not really.
Ow, my ear. Well, you're going around and you're just telling the leaders, like, if you were talking to them and there were also workers in the room, then okay, because that's the idea. The idea is to spread hope to these workers that they could get a better life, but you're not. You're just going up to the leaders and you're saying, hey, my workers are acting funny, which right now they're not, and you're saying, you're just telling them. They're gonna get ready for this now. They're gonna be prepared for this. Though the way you described it, it doesn't sound like they took you very seriously, if at all. So this is probably not a problem. But you're just going around and you're telling the leaders that there might be a worker revolt. That's really fucking bad. No. Without any of the workers hearing any of this, no. That's working against us right now. It's like you're trying to sabotage us. If anything, you should be going to the leaders and being like, oh yeah, everything's hunky-dory, and the workers, no, nothing bad's happening, no, everything's okay. But you're just like walking right up to them and you're like, hey, my workers are acting fucking weird, are yours doing it? And again, it doesn't seem like they're taking you seriously on it, which hopefully is okay. But the idea is to let the other workers of the other hubs know that there is some discontent among fellow hub workers, not to let the leaders know. And if the leaders do know, because you're talking to them about it, then workers need to be around so they can hear it, and then they spread the word. But you're telling leaders of worker revolts in confined rooms, which is not good. Alright. Is there anything else you want to report to me, boss, before I get back on the line?
You may return to your work.
Then I do just that. Ask for a raise. Alright, I return to my work.
Okay, all the workers kind of stare at you with curiosity as you return to the floor, but no one asks.
I kind of shrug my shoulder as I say, must be the new guy's welcome. I look over to Grim and I shake my head. And I put my head down and continue to work.
What would you want to do with that, man?
Not entirely sure which building to start hacking.
Then they're gonna backtrack.
What would you want to make happen with the subliminal frequency? Like, what would you want to accomplish?
Slowly demoralize them to where the revolt would start a little easier.
Okay. So, like, alright, that's fine, you can do that. It would basically be like annoying sounds and other like small things. I don't know, like, what else exactly you'd be doing. I mean, otherwise you'd just be making like their stuff be crappier. Unless you can give me an example of what you'd be doing.
That's pretty much it, just trying to make their lives a little bit harder on them.
Okay, then yeah, you just make everything like lower quality and hard to hear, and they would be cut off from the world a little bit, so more agitated.
So would that be a tech use per building, or tech use in general?
I mean, doing it per building would definitely be not very noticeable at all. I mean, and even then, unless like someone else in this district has like a tech priest, or they have like a pretty decent tech use and that they can go in and combat your successes, they are not going to be able to find out who's there. It's just more difficult to hit everybody, and it's more simple to attack one house at a time.
And I can pretty much do it from the office, right?
Yeah, you can try right from your office, of course, just because you have access to all the wiring right from the conduit from your place.
Alright, I guess I'll start with the flamer place. Try to get them started.
Okay, this will be because of you're just putting like raw noise into like their systems. You can go ahead and just roll tech use just to get into the conduits.
If I'm plugged in, it's success by 1 degree.
Okay, then you're successfully able to get in, and you put static into their Vox systems, making everything much more low quality and irritating to listen to. As far as you know, you're successful, and it'll keep happening until you either stop using your tech use. So basically, you have to stay here and maintain it, or until, like, you know, yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, it'll just stop whenever you stop.
Can't set up a feedback loop program?
You can actually. That would be. I guess for right now, yeah, that'd be hard tech use or simple cryptology.
Alright, so first tech use was to get in. This one will be to create the program, right?
Yeah, that's just to get in and just create the effect. Creating a program's a whole nother check.
Success by 2 degrees if plugged in.
You've begun creating the program. Go ahead and roll a d10. -2. So it takes you 1 hour to construct the program.
I hope you guys aren't getting very much static on your YouTube end. I'm trying.
You install it and it's there.
Alright, so pretty much just a success in the feedback.
Yes, and it'll keep running off of the data slate that you installed the program on and plugged in the other wires too, so you are good to go as far as that's concerned.
Well, it's there. I think he'll see it. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, if we get the flamer place to start, we have a complete access to Prometheum. Because the rest are just laser and stub weapons, pretty much.
There's no las weapons actually here. Las weapons are higher grade of technology that just it's harder to produce, and it's most commonly not very often licensed out by those who can't afford to like license out the technology from the IG or rogue traders who own those, or the Adeptus Mechanicus.
So it's just mostly stub in this district, huh?
Yeah, just solid projectiles. Like there's stub, auto guns, ammunition. There's even people that specialize in ammunition. There's flame weapons, explosives.
Alright, I guess I'll just try to create the same program in the explosive factory next to it.
Okay, so Hunter, I'm sorry, ask again. You said you wanted to do something to the explosives place?
Pretty much just the same thing.
Okay, so this is going to be a hard tech use test. It's minus 20 I'm sorry, wait. Just normal tech use to get in, and then minus 20 to create the program. And it's a simple technology or cryptology test if you want to use cryptology instead.
I'm 100% in.
Okay.
And the program is made with a lot more ease.
Okay. So at this point, I mean, you're running off all this off of your one data slate. Don't know if anyone else has any spare data slates that they have. So, but your data slate will probably be tapped out after another house.
I'll just stop at the 2. No real need to just constantly hit the stub places, since there's other ones that are just as bad.
So you did this to the explosives and the flamer place. Got it. Okay. Their life is now, at least as far as you know, much crappier as they can't listen to anything over the Vox, like such as news. They can't hear any music, even though it's ordained ecclesiastical music. Yeah. Go ahead, Grim.
Oh, I'm just wondering, like, he did that to the 2 houses. I mean, we don't know, but, I mean, is he just, like, throwing white noise over their speakers and stuff in their buildings?
Basically, he said it was subliminal, so it's pretty much just, like, a lot of static. It basically will blot out just, like, every other word or make certain sentences hard to hear or fade in and out. And so basically everyone just kind of thinks there's problems with their system rather than, like, it's like they turn it on, it's like... He just made everything really crappy, but still usable to a certain extent. So it's enough to drive people crazy.
Awesome. Okay.
Is the warp in our area all fucked up? No. What the fuck? Hang on. Hang on a second, guys. Phone call.
Their depression?
Exactly. They're feeding on everyone's misery and on their tiredness.
That's fucked up. Like, that's really fucked up.
Can I make them shoo? Like, shoo away? The fuck?
Yeah, you can definitely use. You'd have to. I mean, to definitely do something towards like what their given weaknesses. Do you have Forbidden Lore Demonology?
No.
Okay, then you can use Cynetians to directly just like psychically slap them away using like just your will, pretty much, and your control over the warp. Again, if you hit them, they'll know you're there, but unless they have some sort of power that allows them to reach over to the other side of reality, they can't do anything. You'll just beat them until they run away.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Okay. You said there was workers. Are there any workers that look like they're fucking tired or... Fuck that. Are we on break yet? I guess we're not on break, huh? I'll wait till we're on break. Or we're on food break.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can be on break if you want to be on break. The game can pretty much slide to whatever time you guys want it to slide to and need it to.
Okay. So I guess Grim and I are Christmas. New Year's, dude, New Year's. Alright, so I guess Grim and I are eating some food. We hang out with some other workers while we eat. Are any of them talking about shit?
Yeah, I mean, like, of course it's like just bitching. It's like, my fingers hurt, or I miss my family, or I can't wait for this day to be over. Regular worker talk. Some of them talk about good things, like my son, might get into the Progenium. I hope he does. Other people are talking about like how there's other gun houses across like the city that might be better to work for, and a couple people agree. I mean, it's just random chatter. Everyone talks about how the grass is greener on the other side, kind of thing, or that kind of shit.
Are there people who are like injured from work? You said there's people that have their fingers hurt. Are there any one of them that have them like sliced open? Are there any people that are like dying from fatigue or anything like that?
Nobody's like to that extent. I mean, that happens once in like a blue moon, to where a worker will just get so old and they will overwork themselves that something just gives and they do die, or have like an incident. But I mean, right now, yeah, I mean, people have like hurt fingers, but they just wrap them up in some sort of like tape or faith paper and just keep going. Nothing is like really crazy bad though. Like, not like anyone like are dying from blood loss or. But I mean, they're definitely all hurt and they're all very tired, and you're only halfway through your workday, so everyone's just dreading the second half.
No, I'm just wondering, but because I'm wearing my armor like underneath like my robes and hood and clothes and whatnot, am I the biggest dude in the room, or look like the biggest dude in the room?
Besides the menacing guy, yeah, you're the biggest by far.
Okay. What is the menacing guy doing? Is he like sitting by himself eating some slop?
Yeah, he's pretty much sitting. He has like a quarter of a table to his own, making other people really cramped in like the eating area. But yeah, I mean, he's just eating the same crap you guys are.
I say that.
Everyone says, "What? You got some stems?"
I have better than stems.
Everyone's kind of curious and they trust you, so they come over.
Okay. Just have
Everyone except for the clown and the menacing guy does.
That's fine. Okay. So I'm just gonna start fettering my dull pain and using it on like random people and stuff like that. Do you want me to roll checks?
You said it's fettered?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just roll to, see if you fail, of course, but I mean, like, we don't really need to, per se. You can just do it enough times. However, when you're using your powers, there is some descriptors, like, you'll have to do something to reveal that you're using powers. It doesn't have to be like
That's fine.
cosmetic glowing effects, but, it can be like a small prayer, a chant, or something else.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
So I don't know. However you want to work that out. Like, what do you do exactly?
It could be like a chant.
Okay. Do you chant anyone in particular, or like what does it sound like particularly?
It's gonna be like low, not low Gothic, but it's gonna be like a hive dialect from my own hive, so probably nobody would be able to really understand it. And it's not really gonna even be words, it's just gonna be weird sounds and stuff. So it's just a bunch of garbly goop.
Okay. So, people that you chant to feel lots better for the most part. You remove their 1 fatigue, or in some cases 2 fatigue, and they feel great. Wow. What did you? Wow. As you notice, I mean, your warp is still on, your warp vision through Cynetians, and you notice that the black pools at the bottom of each person's feet is completely dried up, and the mosquito dogs kind of like shake their head and start drinking from everybody else and just move on over.
Are they like pissed off? Or are they kind of like leaving, I guess? Like, do they look at me,
They're
see
just-
me do it, and they're like, oh, you fucking asshole? Or are they just like,
No, they don't. They don't look at you at all. Like they're slurping at this pool that's drying up, and then they're just no more. So like an animal that ran out of food, it just moves somewhere else. So I mean, everyone starts feeling great. The one man who is menacing in the back kind of stops eating and just watches what you're doing. The clown comes forward, of course, says, "All right, me next, me next." Everyone kind of laughs at his enthusiasm.
yeah. I'll just say, I've come to change your guys' lives for the better.
He says, "Wow, I feel like I just woke up from a full night's sleep and a full meal." Go ahead, Grim.
No, where I'm sitting, I get up and slowly approach and sit down, like diagonal. Well, I sit down next to the menacing guy, but a couple like seats away from him, and try and like kind of like look, like whatever expression he has. If it's like kind of like a serious kind of look, I'll sit down and have that same look as him.
Yeah, he has a kind of a dour frown. His forehead is creased. He's a little bit older, probably in his mid-30s or 40s, and he has tattoos, but you can't see them all because his shirt is covering most of it on his upper arm. Grease stains all across his hands and arms from the guns, and he's just eating slowly, chewing, just staring and burning. If his eyes could burn holes through Julius, that's how hard he's staring at him.
Without turning to him, I'll kind of like look. I'll tilt my head a little bit towards him and look at him. So, comrade, what do you think of this healer guy right here?
I don't tolerate witches.
Yes, they're somewhat of a nuisance. I've never dealt with one before. However, you seem to have gone through a lot from the look of things during your life.
1 second. I have a phone call. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Take your time.
I think I'll go ahead and cut the video off here, and then when he comes back, I'll start it up again. I'll see you guys then.